multiple bilingual teaching model. Now, another model is that of using multiple bilingual model. What is this model? Now, before we discuss the specifics of this model, we need to look at the goal itself. Now, the goal of this model is to develop plurilingualism. That is, to enable the learners to trans-language from one and use one language, not just for one subject, but to be able to shift the style of their talking when they're talking about the specific subjects using their whole linguistic repertoire. So, in this multiple bilingual teaching, the trans-languaging of the students that occurs naturally in the socio-cultural context is encouraged. And they are not only allowed to trans-language, we build in certain activities in which they actually do trans-language. And we'll come to it in a moment. The point is that it is all about encouraging and appreciating multilingualism, becoming aware that people have different ways of talking about the same thing in different languages, and languages have their own styles, and to understand the cultural context of those, the use of those styles and the meanings that accompany them, and in developing what we call meta-linguistic awareness, that is, enabling them to understand how languages actually work within a given culture and how are they similar or different from each other. So what do we do in these classrooms? What we do is that we allow multiple languages in a classroom. So it is a possibility that teacher is teaching in a text and when a given language, but the learners are actually encouraged to talk about that text in another language. Or the group work is given for the discussion of a text, and again multilingual discussion or trans-languaging is actually encouraged because the teacher herself or himself is trans-languaging. So it is about blending of different languages as they talk about a specific subject. Now, the interesting bit over here is that this type of arrangement might accompany bilingual separation. That is, you might have a school which separates the languages for different subjects in a given in different classrooms, but within the same school day or the same school week, what they do is they keep certain classes which are dedicated to multilingual or multiple bilingual teaching. That is, this is the space where they allow you to trans-language, to compare the different languages that you are learning, talk about their similarities, their differences, their vocabulary, and how different words actually might mean something else in a different context. Talk about cognates. Cognates are words which are the same across two languages. Those are called cognates. So all about that. So the subject might be taught in one and the group work might be done through trans-languaging. So this is a form when this is being built in together in one classrooms. Otherwise, you can just separate the two subjects into languages and then you dedicate some time for trans-languaging. The point is that over here, the goal specifically is to develop what we call meta-linguistic awareness through meta-linguistic discussion. So meta-linguistic discussion is not just using language, but actually thinking about using language. So how do I use it? What effect does it have? How does it matter? and how would people to whom this language actually belongs, or to or in the culture to which this language belongs, how would I be understood? What meaning am I conveying? Is this the meaning that I want to convey? How would I sort of convey the same meaning in the other language? How would I be understood or misunderstood? How do I sort of formulate an essay, for instance? The way we do essay writing in Urdu is different from how we do essay writing in English language. So when we talk about metalinguistic discussion, we are doing this type of comparative analysis of the languages that we are learning and teaching.